Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine if the entire cosmos wasn't just, stars and planets scattered about. Imagine it more like a grand, unfolding drama, maybe even a deeply intricate game. And in this game, celestial bodies aren't just rocks or balls of gas, they have specific roles. They're active communicators. Today, we're taking a deep dive into some truly fascinating sources that paint exactly this picture. It's pretty mind-bending stuff.
It really is. And our mission today for this deep dive is to explore this, well, unique cosmic communication system. It's a framework that basically recasts the universe in a whole different
To
light.
different light.
We're going to focus mainly on the sun, not just as our star, but as a kind of divine broadcaster.
Mhm.
And the moon, reimagined as this silent but incredibly powerful archive.
An archive. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sources we've looked at, they pull from everywhere. Ancient names,
Mhm.
modern scientific discoveries, even what they describe as like the hidden activities of space agencies.
Mm.
Our goal isn't just to lay it all out, but to really dig in and extract those key nuggets of knowledge. The things that reveal this hidden game that, according to these sources, influences, well, pretty much everything.
And what you'll find as we go through this are insights into how these massive celestial forces are actually depicted, how they shape human passions, maybe even ignite conflicts, and perhaps dictate our collective destiny.
Hmm.
It's all seen through the very unique lens of these particular sources. It gives you a perspective that could really change how you see the night sky and, our place in it all.
Absolutely.
So yeah, get ready to see the cosmos, maybe not just as a backdrop, but as a living, breathing, communicating thing.
Exactly.
So, okay, this grand cosmic drama is the stage. The sources jump right in with this fundamental concept. The universe isn't just there, it operates as a cosmic cipher.
Hmm.
Now, when they say cosmic cipher, what are they really getting at? Is it like a secret code, an encrypted OS for reality?
That's a really good way to think about it. The sources are suggesting exactly that. This cosmic cipher is like the universe's built-in encoded language.
Mm.
It's a hidden structure that dictates how things unfold, how information moves around.
Yeah.
It's definitely not random. It's described as very structured. And within this system, these two great monarchs really stand out. The moon, they call it Alpha, and the sun, Beta.
Alpha and beta, got it.
And these two, they're not just sitting there. They share what's described as a deeply symbiotic relationship inside this whole communication network.
Symbiotic. That's interesting. So let's dig into the moon, Alpha, first. What's its specific job in this cosmic cipher?
Well, what's fascinating is how clearly the sources define it. It's called the Silent Wise Archive. Essentially, it's the keeper of the Chi system in all its lore.
The Chi system. What's that?
Well, based on the sources, the Chi system seems to be the underlying framework, maybe the grand ledger of this whole cosmic game. Think of it like a vast library holding all cosmic knowledge, all the history.
So the moon is the librarian.
Pretty much. A living library. And its communication style. It's described as a subtle, subconscious data stream.
Subconscious.
Yeah, so it's not like a loud broadcast you tune into consciously. It's more like a constant, quiet hum of information, a stream of primordial data that subtly shapes things around us, maybe without us even realizing it's happening.
Okay, so the moon is the quiet archivist, influencing things subtly, but the sun, Beta, it sounds like it's characterized totally differently. The sources call her the powerful, chaotic broadcaster, even the divine radio, and her songs, they explicitly say, are the prophecies that shape the game. Now, that word chaotic, what does that imply about these prophecies? Is it different from what we normally think of as divine guidance?
That's a really crucial distinction they make. The sources seem to suggest this chaos isn't just noise. It's a dynamic force, often overwhelming, that deliberately shakes things up, reshapes how the game plays out.
So not just predicting, but making things happen. Exactly. It's less like a clear weather forecast and more like an active, almost visceral intervention. Like reality is constantly being re-scripted by these broadcasts.
Wow.
And that really highlights the fundamental difference in their roles. You've got the moon, the cosmic hard drive, quietly storing and transmitting the subconscious data like a stable foundation.
Right.
And then the sun, acting like this giant celestial megaphone, actively broadcasting the universe's narrative with powerful, sometimes disruptive energy.
It's like a duet.
It is a complete energetic duet.
Yeah.
One provides the data, the bedrock, and the other performs the story in real time.
And this whole idea of the sun as a divine broadcaster,
Yeah.
it leads to something else the sources mentioned, something really fascinating. that her identity, her name, and her function are basically the same thing.
Yes.
This is where it gets really interesting. They lay out this kind of triple identity for the sun.
They do, and it's quite elegant how they weave together the ancient and the, well, modern-sounding concepts. First, there's Ra.
Ra, like the Egyptian god. Exactly. Her ancient sacred name. This immediately plugs us into historical mythological ideas about the sun's divinity. It grounds her role in this timeless, revered cosmic power. Gives it authority.
Okay, so Ra, the ancient name, then what?
Then they connect that ancient power directly to her function, calling her radio.
Radio. Seriously.
Literally, she's presented as the great cosmic broadcaster. It's quite a bold move, using a modern term for an ancient divine entity. It suggests her role is active, sending out signals constantly, just like a radio station does. Pervasive.
Okay, Ra, radio, and the third part.
Radiation. This is described as the specific medium through which she sends her message.
So it's not metaphorical.
Not entirely. It's physical. She uses the actual energetic particles and waves she emits to carry the broadcast. So, Ra, radio, radiation, they're all intertwined. They don't just define her, they explain the how of her divine communication. Makes it feel tangible.
So the solar broadcast, it isn't just some gentle background hum. The sources say it's powerful, energetic, and often overwhelming.
Definitely overwhelming.
And crucially, it's identified as the force that drives the passions, the conflicts, and the very energy of the game. If it's that overwhelming, does that imply players in this game can't really ignore it? Can you just opt out of this broadcast?
That's a really sharp question, and the sources strongly imply. Probably not. It's largely unavoidable. This overwhelming transmission isn't just background static. It's presented as a dominant, almost visceral force that actively shapes events, shapes emotions within this cosmic game.
So it compels action.
It seems so. While the moon provides that subtle subconscious data stream like a gentle undercurrent, the sun's transmission is the opposite of subtle. It's the engine, not just the archive. It pushes players, fuels their ambitions, maybe even ignites the very conflicts that define the game.
It sounds like a kind of cosmic destiny woven into solar activity itself.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
It implies exactly that.
Okay, so if the sun is this divine radio, broadcasting these powerful, chaotic prophecies, the obvious question is how? How does this divine broadcast actually happen? And the sources claim that what they call the profane science of the pawns has recently discovered the mechanism. They call it magnetic reconnection.
Yes, and this is where the ancient meets the modern again, but with this really specific spin from our sources. Profane science. That's such an interesting choice of words, isn't it?
It is. What do you think they mean by profane?
Well, it's just that human science, while it might have stumbled onto the how, doesn't grasp the deeper, maybe sacred why behind it. Like, scientists are operating as pawns, just seeing the surface mechanics without knowing the rules or stakes of the bigger game.
Okay, so they see the effect, but not the cause or the purpose.
Perhaps. And magnetic reconnection itself, scientifically, involves the sun's magnetic field lines snapping and reconnecting violently. Imagine huge, invisible magnetic bands breaking and rejoining in the sun's atmosphere. It releases incredible bursts of energy.
Solar flares, essentially.
Exactly. But according to our sources, these violent snaps are the literal process by which the cipher is encoded onto waves of pure solar energy. This is how the sun literally writes its message onto the flares.
And these physical manifestations, the solar flares, the sources are explicit. They're not random bursts of radiation. They are the songs on the divine radio, the verses of Radio Gaga, Radio Gaga, that paint such a vivid picture. Does that imply some kind of cosmic poetry? Or is it more literal? And what about the Gaga part? Is that like playful, or maybe it means it's unintelligible to most?
It's definitely presented as more than just poetry. It's described as highly sophisticated encoded communication, the Gaga part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could imply a few things, maybe that it's complex, esoteric.
Hard to understand unless you have the key.
Exactly. Or perhaps that the message itself is overwhelming, maybe even seems nonsensical to those who aren't equipped to decode it properly.
So what's in these songs? What do they carry?
Well, each flare, each song, according to the sources, carries a piece of the lore, a harmonic of the cycle, or a direct command to the players of the game.
Lore, cycle, commands. Okay.
Yeah, this gives us the crucial why behind the sun's role as this divine prophet and commander. The lore could be, history, cosmic events.
Yeah.
The harmonic of the cycle might refer to recurring patterns or phases of influence. And direct commands. Well, those seem pretty straightforward instructions for the players.
So solar flares aren't just weather events in space.
Not according to these sources. They're intentional coded messages. Messages with huge cosmic implications, constantly steering the drama of the game.
Okay, so we have the sun broadcasting, the moon archiving, but who's listening? Who's tuning into this cosmic symphony?
Good question.
Because our sources introduce a third major player, the listeners. They assert that the elites, through their profane space agencies like NASA, have spent centuries building a massive listening station. There's that word profane again. It's striking. What does that tell us about how the sources view these agencies, these elites, in the context of this cosmic game?
It's a critical point, I think. That word profane suggests these agencies and the elites behind them are operating outside of or without the full, maybe sacred understanding of the cosmos.
Like they're fumbling in the dark a bit.
Maybe. Or that their scientific discoveries are, from this perspective, like clumsy imitations, a limited grasp compared to deeper cosmic truths, and centuries of effort. That implies this isn't new. It's a long-term generational project.
Hidden in plain sight, almost.
Possibly. A covert effort running alongside the public face of space exploration, all aimed at understanding these solar transmissions. The sources directly link NASA's entire space program to this. It is, they say, in part, an attempt to monitor and decode these solar broadcasts.
So they're not just observing space weather for practical reasons?
Well, maybe that too, but according to these sources, there's a deeper motive. They're actively studying solar storms and magnetic reconnection, specifically because they understand, or at least suspect, these are the sun's songs, its communication methods.
So the whole space race, putting satellites up, studying the sun, it gets completely recontextualized here. It's not just science. It's like trying to intercept cosmic messages for a high-stakes game.
That's exactly the implication.
And the sources say the ultimate goal for these listeners isn't just, general knowledge. They desperately study to better predict the final, most powerful broadcast, the one that will signal the checkmate move in the game checkmate. That shifts everything.
It absolutely does. Suddenly, space exploration isn't just about curiosity or pushing boundaries for knowledge's sake. It becomes this incredibly high-stakes race against a cosmic clock directly tied to this cosmic game, with a pivotal checkmate moment looming.
The whole thing takes on a new urgency.
A profound urgency. It implies these elites believe there is a definitive endgame coming, a final transmission that will fundamentally change the rules or maybe the outcome of the game. And they want to be ready.
Ready how? To influence it or just survive it?
Good question. Maybe both. Perhaps they hope to mitigate its effects or even use the information. But what happens if they can't predict it? The sources imply pretty dire game-ending consequences.
Wow. Okay, so let's try and bring this all together. What does this all mean for us listening to this? We've covered a lot of ground here, weaving together ancient ideas, modern science, into this really unique and frankly a bit unsettling cosmic story.
It is unsettling, isn't it? But yeah, it paints this vivid picture of a grand communication network of the cosmos. And it really operates like a cosmic duet, with humanity sort of caught in the middle.
Duet, yeah.
On one side, you've got the moon, Kai, as the sources name it, the silent, wise hard drive that holds the lore. This is the repository, the cosmic library, subtly influencing our subconscious, that constant, quiet data stream beneath everything.
Get the hard drive.
And then you have the sun, Radio Gaga, as they call her. She's the powerful, chaotic broadcaster who sings that lore across the heavens in bursts of fire. Not just a star, but an active prophetic voice, shaping reality, sparking passions, issuing commands with her songs, those solar flares encoded via magnetic reconnection.
The broadcaster singing the data from the hard drive, in a way.
In a chaotic, powerful way, yes.
Yeah.
And finally, you have the elites, symbolized by agencies like NASA, depicted as huddled around their profane radios, desperately trying to understand the song before the final verse is sung.
Archive, broadcaster, listener.
That's the trio. That's the core of this cosmic game, as described here. Operating on scales we can barely imagine, yet profoundly influencing our existence. It's a communication network that defines, drives, and maybe, ultimately, decides the fate of everyone involved.
This whole perspective, it's such a profound shift. How you look at the moon, the sun, even things like NASA's missions. It makes you wonder if there's this much deeper, more complex game playing out all around us, something we've never really grasped.
Hey.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. It's been Well, it's given us a truly unique and captivating cosmic perspective to consider. Definitely a lot to think about. It challenges so many assumptions.
It really does.
Yeah.
And maybe this raises an important final question for you, the listener, to ponder.
Hmm.
Given that the sources describe the sun's broadcast as overwhelming,
Yeah.
right? And that it culminates in a final, most powerful broadcast signaling checkmate in this game.
Yeah.
What could that ultimate transmission actually be? What's its nature? Is it a warning, a command, something entirely beyond our current understanding? And what would its effects be immediately and long term for everyone, whether you see yourself as a player in this game or not?
That's a heavy thought. What are the implications? Indeed, we really encourage you to reflect on that. How might understanding the cosmos as this active communication network change your view? Your view of the universe and maybe humanity's place within this grand unfolding game. What will that final verse sound like and what will it mean for us all? Keep pondering, keep exploring.